My daughter asked me to bring her nail glue in the middle of the day. And right away I thought, what are you thinking? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Not gonna happen. No freaking way. But then I remembered that morning how she repeatedly said how stressed out she was that her nail had just fallen off. Now, to me, that wasn't even close to important, right? I could think of 1,000 other things that were more important. But I thought about her world for a second, and how in her world, nail glue was the most important solution she could find to move forward in her day. She couldn't focus on math. She couldn't focus on her drama class. Look, with just a glimpse of that nail, her whole world spiraled. It was that straw that broke the camel's back. Now, this is going to sound insane and an already ridiculous story, but in an instant, I thought of myself as King Arthur. And what could he do if he had a daughter who had been captured and in a cell with no way out? Well, he would rescue her, of course. Right? No matter how important the other tasks in front of him were, he would drop everything, he would get on his white horse, take Excalibur, and save his daughter. So what do you think I did? Oh yeah. I raced home, I ran upstairs, I grabbed that tiny little bottle of nail glue with the red cap, and I galloped all the way to her school. I ran in that front office and screamed, "Nail glue!" Now, I don't know why I screamed, but they all looked at me like I was crazy. But that was my Excalibur, right? I stood there, proud. And as I signed the forms and laid the nail glue before them, one lady said, "Well, you're a better parent than I am." And normally I would have said, "No, of course not. That's not true." But today, I don't know, I just smiled and thought, maybe today I am. Aesop of Aesop's Fables, he says, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." Now, sometimes we think that we are so small that despite our best effort to change the world, our actions are irrelevant. We're just one small speck in this endless span of the universe, and that's true. But we are a speck among other specks, though. And our actions may not change the lives of people across the world, but they affect our families, our friends, and our neighbors. Right? We have the power to change someone's life for the better. And we get these opportunities to be the hero every day. It may not be as obvious as slaying dragons or rescuing damsels in distress, but they are still important. These simple acts of kindness can be life-changing. Look, I'm definitely not perfect, because there's many times I go the opposite way, but I'm working on making better choices and invoking my inner King Arthur. And while this story is about nail glue, and it seems insignificant and shallow as I share this, to her, to that awesome girl I get to hang out with every day, it was the world. So to me, it mattered, and it became something worth fighting for. Even Gandalf says, "It is the small everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love." So when you're making your sales calls, meeting with prospects, putting together proposals, remember how important your work is to them. That you are changing a life out there with your small acts. And sometimes it may not seem like it, as you may call after call and face an endless dose of rejection, but keep going. Because for those you do reach, you're making a major impact. Look, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. We've all heard that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is coming, or the sun will rise again. But right now we're being held back by something so hard that we can barely see a path forward. But it's time to stop allowing it to define and defeat us. You see, we have the power inside to overcome it. But sometimes we forget. We are in the dead of night and don't think we'll ever get out. But as challenging as it may seem, as hopeless as it may feel, as dark as it may be, the sun is coming. There is light on the other side of that mountain. We just have to go find it. And my son and I, we love to wrestle, and sometimes I'll pin him down, and I've got him. I can see in his face that he is struggling. He's done, held back. But then, all of a sudden, I see a shift, and his eyes catch a little bit of light. And it's like a spark. It's like a dose of morphine or dopamine, and all of a sudden, he believes. And that's when everything changes. He'll take my arms out. He'll squirm around. He starts to go after more and more of that light. And within seconds, he's turned everything around, and he's on top. Now, honestly, I don't know how he does it, but I believe it has to do with that glimmer of hope, with that little light that changed his belief that he could win. Now, we've all heard Vince Lombardi's famous quote that winners never quit and quitters never win, but when you see it in action, it's pretty inspiring. So we have that inside. We have the opportunity when we're held down by something, beneath something, in the darkest night. We have that hope inside. So don't give up. Open your eyes to the light that's coming. Allow the spark to ignite that shift that you've been waiting for and turn it all around. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is coming, and yes, the sun will rise again. So it's time to rise up and stand in the light and be who you're meant to be. Remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. So go out there and make it happen. Imagine driving down a scenic road filled with twists and turns, hills and valleys. But ahead you notice a traffic jam. Now this could potentially be a symbol of the obstacles and hurdles that life often presents us with. But today, you're not ready to settle for the ordinary. So you make a conscious choice. You veer off to the right, exploring an alternate path. No big deal. You've done it before. You're not afraid to go against the flow, to take a road less traveled. It's like embracing the unknown, stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself to grow. Now, as you go along this uncharted territory, a sense of freedom comes over you, right? You realize, man, they were right when they said that life is not about the destination, but about the journey itself. But this story is about something else. You see, we have to be careful, because throughout this journey, we have choices. When the road ahead is filled with obstacles or roadblocks, traffic, maybe an uphill climb, it's easy for us to look for that off-ramp, that shortcut. And there's a temptation to constantly seek shortcuts in other areas of our life as well, to take the easy way out. But here's the truth. Shortcuts may provide temporary relief, but they seldom lead to true fulfillment. The key lies in embracing the challenges ahead and staying committed to our chosen path. While we see others chasing shortcuts, we stay put. Lily Tomlin, a famous actress, says, "The road to success is always under construction." And I love this because it seems like I'm always seeing construction everywhere I go. I remember a 2 to 3 year construction project from Colorado Springs to Castle Rock. We used to live in Castle Rock, now we're in the Springs, and
They were widening the lanes and creating a toll road, but look, for that 2 to 3 year stretch, it seemed like they were never going to be done. So we just sat there. And I can't tell you how many times I tried to take a shortcut only to find that everyone else was doing the same thing, and it just took me twice as long. It was frustrating. But life's journey is a series of twists and turns, just like the road we're navigating. And it's natural to encounter setbacks and moments of doubt and frustration with the road ahead, but those who achieve greatness are the ones who keep going. They move forward, straight ahead, who focus their energy and drive forward, no matter what. In football, we talk about moving north and south instead of east and west. Dancing side to side, trying to find the open lane, but just making progress by moving straight ahead. And sometimes that means we have to get really clear on why we're on that road to begin with. Steve Jobs famously said, the only way to do great work is to love what we do. But when we're passionate about our journey, about the path that we've chosen, we find the strength to persevere. We find the strength to overcome any obstacles that come our way. We don't need a shortcut. We don't need an off-ramp. So let's shift our mentality. Embrace the power of focus. Instead of constantly seeking shortcuts, commit to the path we're on and relish every moment along the way. Remember, it's not about reaching the destination first. It's about growth, the lessons and the experiences that we encounter. Jim Rohn, one of my favorite motivational speakers, talks about who we become along the way. That is what really matters. So keep moving straight ahead and become more through this journey. And always remember, the only limits in life are the ones that we make. So we can't let fear and uncertainty hold us back. We have to embrace the challenges, push through the discomfort, and unlock our full potential. I love to take the road less traveled, but if I'm doing it to find the easier way, to find the shortcut, I'm doing it for the wrong reason, and that will never pay off. I say we have to be careful because that will easily slip into other areas of our life, and we find ourselves always looking for the easy way. When someone says, make money fast, we click that button. When they say, find my no money down opportunity, we chase that opportunity. And if we're not careful, we lose track of the path we were on, the path that leads to true fulfillment, to real happiness, and the life we were meant to live in the first place. So don't be distracted by the shortcuts and the off-ramps. Pursue what's right in front of you and push through to become who you were meant to be. Stay inspired, stay focused, and continue to strive for greatness. You have the power to shape your destiny, so go out there and make it happen. It's undeniable that belief and action are two key ingredients for success. Yet, we often underestimate the impact of that tiny word, can. But it holds tremendous power when it comes to unlocking our performance and our potential. I remember listening to Tony Robbins years ago, and he said, quite simply, look, when you must, your mind and your body says, okay, I can and I will. So when you must, you can. I think about someone on a performance improvement plan, right? They're given 2 weeks to turn it around, and all of a sudden the light goes on, the activity changes, and they turn it around. When you must, you can. Research in psychology confirms the influence of belief on our performance. I was reading a study by Dr. Aleah J. Crum and her team at Stanford, and they revealed that belief can activate the body's self-healing mechanisms, leading to improved physical health. So when participants believed that they were receiving an effective treatment, they experienced significant symptom relief, even though they were given a placebo. This simple study just demonstrates the profound impact of belief on our well-being. As our mindset can be the catalyst for extraordinary results. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." See, these words encapsulate the truth that our beliefs shape our actions and our outcomes. I mean, imagine those times in our life when we are wholeheartedly embracing that growth mindset, right? We are all in. We view challenges as opportunities for growth. We take proactive steps to enhance our skills. Our unwavering belief in our potential fuels our motivation, our resilience, and the ability to surpass any target that's in front of us. We're like a superhero, right? We're unstoppable. And in those moments, we become the driving force behind our success. Then, when we take that belief and add action to it, it's like a secret recipe or gas on a flame, right? That simple combination is where the magic happens. And that's why the two go together so well, belief and action. There was another study coming out of Dominican University of California, and Dr. Gail Matthews found that individuals who wrote down their goals and action steps were significantly more likely to achieve them compared to those who just thought about their goals. She concluded that writing activates the subconscious mind, solidifying commitment and focus. So belief, followed by action, works. Then you add in the right motivation, and all of a sudden, when you must, you can. So let's put these simple insights into action right now. Wherever you are, if you can, pause this for just a second, grab a pen, paper, open your notes up, even do a voice memo, whatever works for you, but I want you to write down, articulate your goals. And it doesn't have to be too structured, don't overthink it, but write down both short and long-term goals. Can be professional, can be personal, but then outline the specific action steps necessary to achieve them. Break it down into manageable tasks. If you already have this, just get it out so that you can have it in front of you and review it. But as you write, as you articulate this, immerse yourself in the belief that you can accomplish these objectives. Envision the excitement of getting closer and closer to knocking out one goal at a time. Feel the satisfaction of surpassing your targets and the positive impact you can make on the lives of others. And let that belief guide your actions. Remember, belief simply sets the stage for success, but it is the integration of belief with deliberate action that propels us forward. So, commit to your plan. Take consistent steps and persist in the face of challenges. Gandhi has this amazing quote that I love. It's one of those that you can hang up on the wall or tweet out. He says, "Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." You were made for something incredible, and you have what it takes to make it happen. So keep believing, keep striving, keep going, and you'll never stop achieving your goals. Be intentional and take deliberate action, and remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. Now go out there and make it happen. My neighbor has a brand new yellow Ferrari. And every time I see him, he's driving like 5 miles per hour. And it's a shame. I mean, he's not using it to its full capacity. And week after week, he's not pushing the gas, not really using it the way it's supposed to be used. So from the outside looking in, he's not getting everything out of the experience. And many times, we're like that too. Maybe we just got trained on that new CRM or lead management tool like Outreach, Groove, or SalesLoft. And what do? Yep, 5 miles per hour in that Ferrari. We don't do any campaigns. We don't put any notes in there. We don't move leads through the pipeline. We don't really use it to its full capacity. We're good, just going 5 miles per hour. Look, when you're given a tool,
When you're given a Ferrari, open it up. Use it for what it's made to be used for. And it's okay to take it easy at first, but the next time you take it out, learn one more skill. Go 10 miles per hour, then 20, then take it out on the highway and go the speed limit. Then open it up a little more. It's okay to live a little dangerously, to be a little bit of a risk taker and get comfortable outside of your comfort zone. Because that's where you'll not only experience life, but you'll explode your results. Professional snowboarder Travis Rice says, "We'll never know our full potential unless we push ourselves to find it." So why not open it up? Why not push ourselves to see what we can find? We have a Tesla, and my wife put it in chill mode because she doesn't like it when I open it up and go 0 to 60 in like 2 point whatever seconds. But for me, I'm not able to get the full experience, the rush, the results. So when you're given a high-power machine, a high-power tool, an incredible list of leads, when you're given the opportunity to be a team lead or take over a new team or even a few reps, when you're given a new territory, leader, or new opportunity, push yourself to explore the unknown and open it up. Because that's where growth happens. That's where life is really experienced, and that's where you become who you're meant to be. I was in a band once, and we had a great time performing and writing songs together. But the good times on stage and with friends is not what I remember most about that time. What I remember most is a very simple lesson from one of my bandmates that sticks with me to this day. We were recording an album, and I asked him about hitting the gym. He said, "Hey man, I made a decision that working out is not a priority. I need to hang out with my son instead." It was very clear that he had made a choice about what to do with his limited resource, time. And this was before I had kids. I had just finished my 32nd day of Insanity Max 30, and I was a little puzzled by his decision to just cut out gym time. And I was feeling incredible in my own choices, working out, eating healthy, putting my body first, and to be honest, I was judging him hard. But as I reflected on that conversation over the years, and especially after having kids and starting my own dad journey, I realized how wrong I was. We only have so much time. And we hear that all the time, but sometimes we need to hear it again. With our limited time, we have to make very clear choices. What will we do with it? What will we prioritize? Where are we going in life? And is our decision about time aligned with that path? My friend, with just a few words, and probably without even knowing it, taught me one of the best lessons ever. Choose how you want to spend your precious time. And he made great choices with his time. Today he's the CEO of a very successful startup, and he has an incredible family. Why? Because he learned to say no to the things that came second. They might have, mattered to everyone else, but he realized early on what he wouldn't have time for, and without hesitation, he said no to those things. He focused on what mattered, what he knew he would have time for, and shut down everything else, regardless of what others thought. So what can we learn? I need to say no to some things and be 100% okay with that. I need to be clear on what really matters to me and to the people I care about so that I know how to prioritize. I need to let go of the person I'm not so that I can fully invest and embrace who I am and who I'm going to be. And I need to remember that my priorities right now are not everyone else's priorities. And they may not be my priorities later, so I should never judge someone else on their own priorities or be too hard on myself when mine change. We have the power to shape our destiny. So let's go out there and make it happen. I want to address a common belief that holds many salespeople back. The notion of being stuck in certain patterns. Always saying, I could never do that. Or, I never finish what I start. Or anything along those lines. Let's break free from that limited thinking and embrace a new perspective. You see, identifying yourself as someone who's always this way or that way is a dangerous mindset. Your brain starts to echo those beliefs, and soon enough, you start acting accordingly. But here's the thing. You have the power to change your mentality. It starts with simple projects, let's say, little tasks that you can absolutely accomplish. Imagine this. You're walking around your house and you're tackling some of that housework, some of those things, finally putting up that picture that's been collecting dust, or even completing a small passion project. These may seem insignificant, but they lay a foundation for building a new mindset. So, create a list. Let's call it a victory list. Go around your house and complete those tasks one by one. Jack Canfield, one of my favorite professional development experts, talks about walking around your house and completing the tasks that you've been putting off. So pick a project that excites you, something you know you can finish without a doubt, even if it only takes an hour. Write out your to-do list this morning and make it your mission to complete at least one task, just one thing. This may seem simple, but it's all about giving your mind a mental victory. And by achieving these small victories, your mindset begins to shift. You start saying to yourself, wow, I did it again. I followed through. And that's when the magic happens. Build on these small wins before taking on bigger projects. Train your mind to celebrate every accomplishment, no matter how small. I want you to recognize that you are in control of your own success. You have to take that control and embrace it fully. So set aside a few minutes this weekend or during the week to do a few things that give yourself, your mind, your body a victory. It could be something as simple as organizing your workspace, your desk, or reaching out to a prospect that you've been hesitant to contact. Remember, the key is consistency. Keep giving yourself these mental victories, and soon enough, you'll realize that you are always following through. And it's a gradual process, but with every small step, you're reinforcing the belief that you are a finisher, a doer. I want to leave you with a quote from my favorite basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, who says, I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So embrace failure as part of the journey. It's through those failures that you learn, that you grow, and ultimately you succeed. So keep pushing forward. Celebrate every victory along the way and watch your sales career soar to new heights. And remember, you have the power to rewrite your story. It's time to become a skydiver. I hear you, skydiving isn't for all of us. My wife won't even let me go. She says it's too risky. But that's not the point. The point is that there's something out there. There's something you have on your list, right in front of you, maybe on a vision board of some sort. It's a picture of an incredible experience that you haven't lived yet. But there's a voice inside that's saying, one day, I'm going to do that. One day, I'm going to check that off the list.
But as time goes on, that one day gets further and further out. That picture becomes less of a thrill and more of a decoration. And one day starts to slip away. But what if we took that picture off the wall and turned it into an experience? What if we became a skydiver, or whatever it is in that picture? Not for money, not for fame or any other reason, but because we can. And what if that one experience made an impact? I mean, what if it became a story that you shared with someone else, and then that inspired them to become a skydiver in their own world? And what if they began taking pictures off their own walls and in their minds and turning them into their own experiences? What would happen then? Well, that would be pretty incredible. So no, we may not all be skydivers, but we can take this simple lesson and turn it into action. I mean, why not start today? See, we can make a call right now, Google it, YouTube it, whatever it is, we can figure it out. But let's say we make a call right now that can lead us from the picture in our mind to the experience we have waiting for us right out there. See, our life is a collection of these experiences. And it's time to take the picture off the wall and become a skydiver. Then the best part is replacing that picture in front of us with a picture of us living out our best life. Oprah, of course, has the perfect quote here. She says, "The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams." So let's start. Let's start turning our dreams into reality. Let's start living those incredible experiences and then sharing those stories with others to encourage them to do the same. I mean, why not live the life of our dreams, as Oprah says? And why not help others do the same? Remember, we have the power to shape our destiny. So let's go out there and make it happen.